Hey, you guys, we're going live in 5 minutes. So I'm just going to put a timer on and get a bunch of people ready to get started. And we will be talking about letting go. All right, you guys. So today we are going to be talking about letting go. So I never can get the timing right. Okay, so we're going to be talking about letting go. So I just want to welcome anybody that is coming from YouTube and everyone that is coming from Facebook groups, So welcome everyone. I appreciate you guys showing up. And today we're going to be talking about letting go. This is probably one of the hardest things that we can do is let go. So we're going to talk about this from a lot of different angles. Okay. We're going to talk about this from the angle of, something that has disturbed you in the past that really emotionally impacted you. We're also going to talk about what holding on to something does to you. So oftentimes we get stuck in these mental constructs where I would that does is it creates fear. I don't know why that's happening. Okay, sorry about that. Let me just remove this completely so it doesn't do that. And I'll stop the share. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so what happens here is we get stuck in these mental constructs, okay? And these mental constructs, what they do is they create a lot of fear and it stops us from taking action. And most of the time, when we're afraid of something, when we're not taking action on something, it's because we're holding on to something. We haven't let go of something. And sometimes we're holding on to this idea of what may have happened in the past. Well, every time I tried this is what happened and I failed. And every time I get involved in a relationship, I fail. And so a lot of times when we are having a hard time letting go of something, it's because we're fearful that something else may happen. Now, let me just kind of give you some statistics real quick so you can understand what actually happens. 90% of the time, the things that we actually fear never happens. 90% of the times it's all in our head, where it's just this imagination of something that never happens. So then there's the other 10%. You're like, yeah, but Michelle, there's that 10%. And that's the thing I'm really afraid of might happen. Out of 90% of the things that we fear never happen, that 10% that actually does happen, most of the time we actually can handle it. I'm going to say that again because I really want you to grasp that. Most of the time we can handle it. And that's where this kind of a breakdown ends up happening, where we really got to kind of really think about that, okay? Most of the time we have the tools to be able to handle it. So one of the things that we need to get into, and I'm really going to kind of exercise this for you, is this new phrase that I absolutely love. It's called divine nonchalant. You want to be able to tap into your inner divine nonchalant. So I was talking to one of my clients, okay, and often I get these epiphanies when I'm working with somebody and I'm really tapping into their energy and we're working on this whole letting go of stuff. And there was something that came up that I really want to share with you. There was this thing about, well, I'm afraid if I get the job, I'll get the wrong job and it's not really, and I'm really thinking about my purpose and I really want to do this and I really want to do this. And it's all this, and all of this stuff of holding on to what's happened in the past and the mistakes that have happened in this. I want to do something different. All these things was stopping this person from taking action. Okay. So if you're not taking action, you're still holding on. If you're not taking action in and moving forward in your life, and you're still holding on to this past thing that's keeping you from taking action. So, what we want to do is we want to step into the divine nonchalant. Now, what does that mean? What does nonchalant mean? Okay, I want to hear what you guys are saying. Like, what does nonchalant mean to you? Does it mean what? What is nonchalant? To me, nonchalant means that you're sort of like, let's just see what happens. Let's just kind of see what the universe has to offer us. Let's just see what is going to actually come from all of this. Okay. So I really want you to kind of like sit in that for a second. Okay. That divine nonchalant. So what we want to do is we want to kind of tap into that. And this is going to help you with changing the way you think of things. So when we're talking about rewired, okay, we're talking about changing the way your mind processes something. So if we teach it to process something differently, a lot of times it can shift the results. So we want to find that divine nonchalant. And how do you do that? By taking massive action. What does it always come down to? Take the action. So when I was talking to her, we were talking about this stuff, and I said, so let me just tell you about some stuff that happened to me. Years ago, years and years and years ago, I was in a situation, and I just needed to take whatever job just kind of fell in my lap. Okay. So I started working part-time as a makeup artist, and it wasn't a whole lot of hours. I was working for Estee Lauder part-time as a makeup artist. Wasn't a lot of hours, just mostly weekends, sometimes twice a month, sometimes every weekend. But we're only talking like $500 to $1,000 a month, maybe tops. It wasn't a whole lot of money. But I took that action regardless because it was what is in front of me. It's what the universe kind of threw at me. It was the only thing that was happening. So instead of waiting, what I did was I hopped on the train. Okay. So I really want you to think about that. This is about hopping on the train. And the reason I'm asking you to hop on that train, it's about taking some action, is because that train can lead somewhere else. So you're saying to me, but Michelle, that train only goes to New York and I don't really want to go to New York. But what if that train took you to New York and that New York train station had another train that was taking you to Hawaii? And that's really where you wanted to go, was Hawaii. But you didn't know that it was going to take you there. There's a lot of things that you really got to kind of take into consideration when you're doing this, okay? If you are sitting still and you're so focused on holding on to this thing, what ends up happening here is that nothing happens because you're not taking action. So by holding on, you're not taking action. And the only way movement and change can happen in your life is through massive action. So we want to kind of tap into that divine nonchalant, that nonchalant kind of attitude. Let me see what the universe is going to bring me. Let's see what happens. So for me, what I did was I took that because it was the only thing that was showing up for me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to see what the universe has to offer me. So I jumped into it. And eventually I got offered a full-time position as a manager. And that gave me experience. And then that led into another position that was offered to me. And then that position led into another position. And then all of a sudden I was growing in that position, and I ended up getting a lot of things that happened. When I started working for Events and Adventures, that provided me with so much. The experience that I got, the knowledge that I got, everything I've actually used in what I'm doing right now. Plus, it gave me friendships that I never even knew that I could have. I mean, the bonds that I created. Some of these people, some of my closest friends now, are people that I met in that time frame. And what's even greater than that was the experience and the knowledge that I acquired and what led me to getting where I'm at. And all these things led to those things. And if I wouldn't have gone through that first step of stepping into that thing and taking action, the universe wouldn't have had a place to bring that. So if you're just sitting still and you're just sitting here at your mom's house doing nothing, or you're not really getting out, you're not applying for jobs, you're not doing anything, whatever that may be, you're not taking any action whatsoever, how is the universe going to have, like a train to take you there? Okay. You have to have sort of like a catalyst that brings you somewhere. And if it doesn't have it, it takes a lot longer. I'm not saying that it's not going to bring it to you. What I'm saying is it's going to take a whole lot longer to get there. So what I'm asking from you is to step into that. Stop worrying so much. Let go of your fears. Let go of your pre-existing expectations or here's what's going to happen. Here's what's happened in the past. Here's this, here's that. What I want you to do is just, does it feel good in the moment? What you're feeling? A lot of times when I hear these people say they really want it, but they're so afraid to take that action. Well, other people are saying this. Nobody's supporting me in this. I work with a lot of business women, okay? And I hear they don't get the support because other people aren't believing in what they believe in. And what I'm asking you right now is stop worrying about that and just dive into it, because what can happen? Maybe that business will fail, but maybe it'll take you to another business that will succeed. Maybe you'll meet somebody that will change your life. In this process, I had all this stuff has led me to exactly where I'm at. And I know, Nikki, you're listening, and I've told you plenty of times, you've heard me tell you the story about one thing led to another, led to another. And although that was not my ultimate purpose, all those things were things that I picked up on that journey, and that journey led me to that place. So as long as you are holding on to the past, you can't jump on the train to your future. So whether it's a relationship, whether it's a past experience, whether it's a fear, the only answer is to take massive action and try to see if that action, if there's multiple possibilities in front of you, try to see if that action, where it could take you, and just roll the dice. Because really there's no wrong answers. There's only answers that have a result. So if you can take that whole idea of, is this right or is this wrong? There's no such thing as right or wrong. There's only the results from the action. So think about that, the results from the action. So if those results give you this thing, then that gives you the opportunity to pivot. It gives you the opportunity to make adjustments. It gives you the opportunity to make it better. It also gives you the opportunity of other things you never saw. So when you jump on that train, you start seeing things you never saw before. But as long as you're holding on and you're not letting go, you can't get past it. You get stuck in this looping pattern of your mind, and it just keeps on going on and on and on and on and on. How are you supposed to move forward if you're still holding on to the thing that's holding you back? So what we want to do is I'm going to offer you the opportunity, and I'm going to ask you, jump into this. Jump into your divine nonchalant. Just say, what the heck? Let's just see what the universe is going to give me. And if there's like 10 things that it gives you and you're like, I don't need that, but I need this, then you take that and you hold on to it and you carry it with you. And the stuff you don't need, you say, I don't need all that. I'm going to sit it over here. But what happens is that we walk around carrying this shit like it's baggage, and it's things we don't need. So it's time to let it go. People ask me, how do you do that? Well, hold on, let me show you. Okay. See the pillow? Okay. I'm carrying this around. Okay. And I'm carrying it with me. And everywhere I go, I pick up more shit. And everywhere I go, I can pick up more shit and pick up more shit. And it's getting really dirty and really ucky and really nasty. So when I sit down on somebody's brand new nice white sofa, what happens? What do you think happens? That shit gets all over the place, right? It gets their white sofa dirty. So when you're like going and exposing all your shit all over the place, you're really getting everybody else dirty by throwing your shit around. Okay. But as you keep on walking and you're carrying that stuff, you're getting heavier and you're slowing down, and eventually you can't move because you're so weighed down by all this crap that you're carrying around. So how do you let it go? You make a decision. You make a decision to take massive action, and you put your focus in on something else. So I've done this exercise over and over again with you guys. So let me see if I can find something. I'm going to do an exercise. This is a Lancome eyeliner. Okay. It's a Lancome eyeliner. So I want you guys to think about the Lancome eyeliner and what it does. Think about the eyeliner and really just focus in on this. Okay. What does it do? What color is it? How am I supposed to think about it if I don't know the color? So I'm going to kind of draw it on my hand. It's kind of a plum color. Okay. So it's a Lancome eyeliner. It's kind of a plum color. So now I want you to think about this. This is really cool. When we moved into my house, we had these things in every one of the rooms. And what's really cool is this is a button for a light. So you notice the light just turned off. Light just turned back on. And then it has these buttons that are ceiling fans, and it's like speed 1, 2, 3, and then 0, and that one turns it off. Okay, so think about that. Think about that. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think about that and this at the same time. Think about the fan and the light, the off and on. And think about the eyeliner at the same time. You can't, right? You can go eyeliner, fan, eyeliner, fan, eyeliner, fan. But you can't think of both of them at the same time. See, when you're holding on to something, you're keeping yourself from getting on that train because you're holding on and you can't think of the Lancome eyeliner. So what you need to do is you need to decide what it is you want. And you need to put all your focus and your attention and your thoughts into that. And that's what you focus on. And when you focus on the thing that you desire and you take that action towards it, and you start putting that action in, you realize that it doesn't really matter where. What it matters is doing. And all that doing is moving you forward. And it gives the universe the opportunity for somebody to walk into that office and say, hey, you know what? I really like you. Or something like that. Like, how do you find that partner that you're looking for if you're not out and about meeting people? How do you find that job if you're not applying for jobs? How do you get anywhere in life if you're still holding on to the past? So it's time to let things go. It's time to start taking that attitude of your divine nonchalant. So just kind of look at it from that angle. Divine nonchalant. I'm just got a nonchalant attitude. It's like, let's just see what the universe brings me. Let's just see what the universe has in mind when I start taking chances, when I start diving in and opening up that possibilities. Yeah, but Michelle, you don't understand. This is what happened. Let me tell you my story. I'm like, well, that is your story. And as long as you keep that as your story, that's always going to be your story. So we need to let go of that story and create a new story. And that new story is I'm opening up possibilities and allowing the universe to bring me whatever it is that is going to serve me. And when you allow that, that's when great things start happening. So it's time to let go. It's time to let go and let the universe bring you those things that you desire. I hope that you enjoy this, and I will talk to you guys next week. Remember, by the way, Wednesdays, we have Jacinda, who also is bringing up the subject, same subject. It's just Wednesday nights. It's another viewpoint on the same subject, kind of talking about it. Also, to remember, enrollment for group coaching is on. Okay. And what you have to do, if you want to do that, you need to reach out to me personally. You need to send me a private message or send Jacinda a private message, because really need to do an onboarding, and I already have several people that have decided to do this. I want to make sure that I get a good solid number before we actually start. So I'm keeping this open just a little bit longer. Group coaching is only $39 a month. Who can't afford this? Okay, you get in there and you're able to get, if you like what you see when you lock into this with these Friday things, just wait until you actually get a lot more structured step-by-step process of overcoming obstacles, of creating success in your life, rewiring your brain, about creating a positive uh, narrator in your head. If you want happiness, if you feel like there is a possibility, if you're still holding on and you're ready to let go and you're ready to start taking that massive action, I highly suggest that you join this group coaching. $39 a month. You can't beat that. If you're interested, let me know. Send me a link. Send me a message. Send me a DM. I will send you the link and we can get started. I will talk to you soon. Bye.